Thank you very much, and thank you so much for coming. We have almost 3,000 people who are in Iraq. They are being held hostage there. They're being held hostage in a camp called Liberty. Over 100 of them have been killed in that camp. It is a concentration camp. Now, you say, well, my goodness, this is going on all over the world, and people who are being tortured and people who are being treated horribly. But there's something different about these 3,000 people. Each one of them has a piece of paper signed by a member of the American military at a high level, giving them the protection of the Geneva Convention and the United States. They did that in 2003 when they laid down their arms to protect themselves so that they would be protected by the United States military. Each one of these people is in possession of such a piece of paper, and we have dishonored it. We've left him there. All the President of the United States has to do is send 5 or 6, or the general could probably figure it out better, 7 airplanes to Baghdad with appropriate troops, say, get the hell out of the way, and take all those people, put them on a plane, and bring them to, this is not a big thing to do. If we're not going to do that, then let's give them the arms to defend themselves. Because they were pretty darn good at it before. And I'm sure they'd be very good at it again. The MEK, the organization we're talking about, answers a question I am asked all the time. Where are the moderate Muslims? Where are the Muslims who stand up against terrorism? They're right here. That's the MEK. Here's their platform. Here's their charter. Here's their constitution. It's going to sound awfully familiar. They believe in free elections. They want an Iran that is dedicated to religious freedom, safety for Jews and Christians, safety for Muslims who may not want to practice their faith, or Muslims who may want to practice their faith in a different way than other Muslims. They want an Iran that gives women equal rights with men. They want an Iran that's built on the rule of law, and they want an Iran that is a non-nuclear Iran. That's the alternative. That's the alternative to the Islamic fundamentalist extremists. President Obama should save them, he should embrace them, and he should put them up as a model of what is needed in the Islamic world.
Thank you very much. It is very gratifying to be back in the wonderful state of Arizona. And it seems like every time I'm here and speak to the Iranian American community of Arizona, both that community and its friends grow larger. And when we think about all of these different separate terrorist groups, whether it's Al-Qaeda or ISIS or the people in Nigeria, whether it's happening in Africa or it's happening in the Middle East, or whether it's happening in the streets of Paris. One thing we have to remember is that there is an even larger threat, and that is in the state of Iran, where we have a murderous regime that kills and tortures its own people. And in fact, the biggest threat that we face is the possibility that that regime is very close to being able to produce nuclear weapons. And we have now going on the 6-party talks that are aimed at supposedly putting together an agreement that would halt the nuclear ambitions of the mullahs in Iran, but in fact, we've seen virtually no progress.
We have a big problem. It is the Muslims that are there in power. It's that simple. They are the problem. We need to admit it, and we need to fix it. We must support MEK. It's MEK and the leaders of this great country that are going to fix this problem. We need to help them. We need to arm them. We need to support them. I will continue to do everything in my power to help the people of Iran become free again. That is the goal.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. In closing, I want to tell our friends at Camp Liberty that we stand with you. Not a day goes by that I personally do not pray for your welfare and safe being. And I would also add that I would ask the United States to at least consider arming the residents at Camp Liberty. I guarantee you these are fighters, and if faced with the choice of having their hands tied behind their back and shot through they'll come out fighting, but they've got to have something to fight with. They are making daily sacrifices, enormous sacrifices, and basically to make sure that they can fight to see Iran, one of these days, torn from the clutches of the mullahs. And I hope that we all can join together, along with the residents of Camp Liberty, in a free and democratic Iran. And with your continued support, and with the will and strong support of those still at Camp Liberty, and the enormous support from President-elect Rajavi, I am confident that one day, very soon, that will come true. Thank you, and may God bless. Thank you.